Hi, how are you? I hope you're well. Welcome to Mel's Musings. So today I've been giving a lot of thought to our inspirational words for today. Being kind is never wasted. I hope you can hear me above that wind. And as I walked and thought about it, I found myself thinking about the true meaning of kindness. And for me, it's authentically considering, showing compassion, empathy, doing acts of kindness which really means something from your heart without wanting anything in return. And where it says never wasted, I thought about how here we are again, hurtling through September. It just seems to be going ever faster. And I was realising I was thinking about something in the past and thinking that was a few months ago and realising it was over a year ago, and started considering how I'd spent the last year, how I'd spent that time, and how much of that time would I consider that I might have frittered away. Because for me, everything we do has some purpose and we might learn something from everything, but I wonder how much of that time in the last year we spent on acts of kindness to ourselves and to others, to creatures, all beings, all are encompassed here. How much time have we spent on kindness, considering with empathy and compassion how what we do impacts others or helping others? And I wondered about how, if we looked at, let's just take what we view, what we listen to, how often are we drawn to watch others or listen to others who are kind, genuinely kind, or are we taken away by other things that distract us? Are we caught up into things that don't necessarily warm our hearts, shall we say? Things that might bring us down, things that feel like we're getting caught up in the drama of others, of the world, when we could use that time to maybe reflect kindness in our life. Maybe coming away from the drama, coming away from the chaos is what is actually an act of kindness for ourselves, and then opens our time and our space and our minds and our hearts to scattering kindness elsewhere. Have a think about how your time is spent. I don't ever think anything is ever wasted if we learn something from it. So maybe just reflecting on how we have spent that time in the last year or the last few months. Maybe bring it down to the last week, the last day, this morning. Can you imagine if we all turned our hearts and our minds to acts of kindness, genuine acts of kindness, with no thought of return, no feeling like we needed anything back from anybody? But also if we saw in others, rather than looking at their external view, what they look like, what their life is like, get so caught up, there's so much of that to distract us. How about if we just got drawn to what's inside of people? If we had a kindness meter way of viewing others, and we just got drawn into circles of kindness and kind people, can you imagine how that would spread, how that would lift others, and how the ripple effects of that would just spread within your sphere of influence, your community, and out into the world? Maybe that's an idealistic view, but for today, I really feel it's needed. You be well, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.